Well, the monkey is off the back, guys. How about that? Toronto Maple Leafs defeat the Tampa Bay Lightning in the first round of the playoffs 4-2. Wow. As Steve Dangles is running around, Leafs win! Damn, yeah. I look, I thought it would happen. Jaden thought it would happen. We said it was their year to finally get this monkey off their back. But wow, that was one hell of a series. So I'll put that out there. Um, coming into it, the way Tampa Bay had finished their season, there was a lot of questions around that. But we all know what Tampa's done over the past three seasons, so you couldn't write them off at that point. And then they come out game one and win 7-3, and you're thinking, oh, geez, have Toronto run into the beast again in the first round, and this isn't going to end well. But they bounced back so well in game two to win 7-2. They basically came out and made a statement. They said we're here to play. Um, and from there on, Jesus, the first two games, absolute blowouts both ways. But from then onwards, man, was the series tight. You go into game three, it's a 4-3 Toronto win in overtime. That game's absolutely crucial at that point. Um, they've gone into Tampa. Tampa's taken one game at home from Toronto, and then to take game three and the first game in Tampa, it was absolutely vital for Toronto if they were going to make a game of this. And the big thing was as well is their big pickup Ryan O'Reilly, who was really quite solid throughout the whole first round. He scores the goal with a minute to go in the third to tie the game, and take it to overtime to give them that chance to win it. And they get it. They ultimately get it done in overtime. Yeah, it was phenomenal. Like that game there, it was tight. It was just back and forth. It was intense, and yeah, Toronto come out on top. The game four was where I sort of went, yeah, this is Toronto's year. Um, they were down. They were down in the game 4-1, and it didn't look good. There was, you know, we were almost halfway through the third. They're 4-1 down. You're thinking this game, 100%. It's 2-all, level the series, and go back to Toronto. And all of a sudden, a game seven becomes more and more likely. So at that point, you're thinking this could be a repeat of what we've seen the last few years. But out of nowhere, Austin Matthews, bang, Austin Matthews on the power play again, and then Riley to level it up at 4-all with 4 minutes to play. They scored those three goals in about six-ish, 6.5 minutes, to send it to overtime. And all of a sudden, it was like, wow, this could actually be happening. We could be looking at a Toronto 3-1 lead at the end of game four, which would just be phenomenal. Yeah, Kerfoot gets it done in overtime, and that was. I know Toronto have been in 3-1 positions before, but that comeback, where 4-1, there's not a lot of time left. They could have just gone, do you know what, it's not our day, move on to the next game, but they didn't. And it was probably at that point where I was like, yeah, I think this is the year. We've called it. We said that they're going to get it done. Um, I was pretty confident even after they lost game five, 4-2. Um, I thought they still played reasonably well. They were still in the game. They just, they couldn't get that goal to level it up. But yeah, I was still pretty confident that they'd get it done. Where I was going to probably be a bit a bit worried was going into game seven, just with some of those demons from past years. It's exactly why I picked Leafs in six, because I figured if it went to seven, there's a good chance that this curse lives on. But yeah, Jaden and myself both picked Leafs in six, 4-2. But yeah, like what a series. The only sort of questionable thing I think from this series was probably the goaltending. Both goaltenders being under 900. Given Vasilevsky and the quality of goaltender he is, him being under 900 in the playoffs is it's credit to Toronto really. To have someone of his caliber and score that many goals on him and keep him under 900 is just phenomenal. So yeah, I mean, there you go, Toronto fans. The monkey's off the back. You're out of the first round and into the second round. It doesn't get any easier though, because you're coming up against the Florida, who just beat the probably one of the best teams in the home and away season we've seen in a long time, breaking all the records. They beat Boston, and now they're coming for Toronto. So, yeah, I think that's going to be one hell of a series. I said it probably earlier in the year that I think if Toronto gets past the first round, you want to watch out because they're probably once that monkey's off the back, they're probably headed to the Stanley Cup final. It's not going to be easy. I'll put it out there. I think Florida, with what I saw in that series, Florida are the real deal, especially if Bobrovsky, you know, keeps going the way he's going. So it's not going to be easy, but yeah, I definitely see Toronto a good chance of going a long way after this. Now, as for Tampa Bay, um, I don't know where to go from here. You can't be too sad. You've won 2 cups in the last 3.5 years, so it is what it is. You move on to next year. I think you're still going to be around the mark. Just depends on what you can do in the postseason. But hey, 3 Stanley Cup final appearances, 2 Stanley Cups. I would take that any day of the week. So nothing to be too sad about. Um, but yeah, all right, guys, let us know what you think of the series in the comments below. Are you sad that the never-ending Toronto Maple Leafs memes first round exits are going to dry up? Or are you excited that they might create a new meme? I saw within a few minutes of them finally getting out the first round, people were already making memes that they hadn't been out of the second round in 19 years. So it just seems like a forever thing for Toronto. There'll always be some sort of a meme. But yeah, let us know what you think of the series down below. I thought it was an absolute cracker. And as always, if you like the video, guys, give us a big thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, take care, guys.